Well, that does it for Friday, but let's put a pin in it. Soaring Partners out west, David Bosio live via Skype. David, I've got to say, with a surname like yours, surely you're going for the Zuri in the other final come Monday morning.
That's right. I was just watching your previous session, and I saw that there's a strong push for the English to get home. But yes, I'm a very supportive Italian, and I'll go so far to say I'll try not to jinx the game by watching it, because every time I seem to watch a game, it goes to penalties, and it's I've got a long history of watching the great Azzurri lose in these crucial games. So we'll see what happens.
Whatever. Your boat, but I do say that you do watch a lot of the market. So what do you make of today's performance? Of course, not all that surprising given what we saw out of Wall Street. Any real pockets of surprise that you saw?
Pretty tough out there today, and I just checked the heat map before I came into to do the interview, and it's really tough across the whole screen. And when you see pretty much a sea of red, it does tell you that really it's to me a flight to liquidity and a bit of a sell-off. We've seen such strength in the markets that I do feel that it's one of those days. It was a pretty tough day overnight, so looks like all sectors have been hit. Surprisingly, I guess a little bit of a glimmer there. Fortescue was up. Iron ore price itself has been quite strong, so there's a bit of strength in the iron ores, and also coal just hanging in there as well. So, but everyone else was unfortunately sold off, and when I left my desk, it was down just around 100 points. So tough day on the Aussie.
Not much movement there from when you last looked. Look, you're a great man to go and ask when it comes to the IPO market, particularly for those mining stocks out there. Compared to previous cycles, how does this one rate when it comes to activity out there?
Oh, it's phenomenal. We've seen many days each week where you're getting multiple IPOs every day, and very interesting times from that regard. So at Soaring Partners, we were involved in the Silk Logistics IPO. They came on today, and they're closing up around 20% higher than the issue price of $2. That's fantastic, but a much larger, that was a $70 million raise and a good result. But we're seeing a lot of these $5-6 million junior resources IPOs as well hitting the boards every day, and they're coming on. Some are coming down, on slightly lower, and others slightly higher. But I think it's time now, given the volume that we're seeing in the market, investors just need to look carefully at. I don't think all IPOs are the same, so it's time to be a little bit cautious. Not to say that there's not money to be made, but certainly look at the market caps, look at who's running these companies, and look at the quality of the assets. I think it's important to be a little bit cautious and just be a little bit careful about jumping into every single one that comes across the desk.
Just to go finish off, across the commodity complex, the names that you look at the moment at Soaring Partners, is there anything at the moment that stands out as being particularly good value where it sits here and now?
Yeah, and I touched on it last week, and my apologies for repeating the message, but gold itself, I think, still looks like it presents good value. And we look at the real interest rate ultimately is the key driver, and Peter O'Connor has done a lot of work around, I guess, the relationship between the spot gold price and real interest rates. And based on his analysis, we feel that a gold price of somewhere between 1900 and 1950 is probably where we should be looking at the moment. And when you look at a value matrix in terms of stocks, how they're performing versus their earnings compared to some of the larger producers out there across all the sectors, we see some real value in the major gold plays at the moment. So companies like Evolution, Northern Star, Ramelius, when you go down the curve a little bit, Newcrest, Regis, for example, they all look like good value compared to their peers, and that's probably because they've really underperformed the rest of the resources stocks out there. So again, for those gold bulls out there, might be time to keep just soaking up some of these weaker producers at the moment.
Shelf, David, thanks for your time this afternoon, and enjoy the replay of the game.
Thanks, Dave.
Well, that's it from